Welcome back to Magoo's Reviews. All right, y'all. So it's R who's come from HowNewHipHop.com. It says J. Cole didn't sound amused when asked about Drake's Iceman album. But before we get into the article, we just passed 1,000 subscribers, y'all, not too long ago. So we're on the road to 10,000. We're gonna hit 100,000. We're gonna be at a million. So we're gonna claim it will happen. So please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Definitely hit that like button. It does a whole lot. Drives traffic to my channel. So I really do appreciate you guys at the end of the day. Really do, man. So J. Cole, he just dropped the Fall Off. I did my album review of it. Definitely go check it out. I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. I thought it was a pretty solid project. And I did other videos as well, like where does it rank as far as other double disc and hip hop, history, from like the All Eyes on Me, the Life After Death, the Speaker Box and Love Belows. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely go check that one out as well. Did a lot of, videos on that. But right now, J. Cole, he's not on tour yet. His tour starts in the summertime, but he's driving around selling out CDs, for the Fall Off and everything like that. Recently, I want to say he was out in LA. There was a picture of him in the studio with Daylight and Punch. They're probably just kicking it and chilling. So that was a pretty cool photo. Then I saw him, I think it's the Marathon, where Black Sam, Nipsey's brother, where they had the burger joint. So he was out there as well. So that was pretty cool, man. So I guess he's out in LA right now. But right now, well, not right now, but as he was out there, I guess somebody asked him about Drake's Iceman. Now, getting into the article, it says J. Cole was on the street when it was approached by a reporter, and a quick question was asked about Drake's upcoming album, The Iceman. So J. Cole and Drake were best friends in the fall of 2023. I don't know if they were best friends. They probably friends. Says it was during this time that For All the Dogs were released, and the first person shooter became the biggest song on the album, which it was. As many of you know, it is a collaboration that was supposed to feature Kendrick Lamar. This was going to be the Big Three's homecoming, all three artists on one track in a perfect harmony, right? However, things did not work out that way. Instead, Kendrick denied the invitation, and months later, he would use his feature on Like That to proclaim himself as above the Big Three. This subsequently led to a fiery showdown between Kendrick and Drake. Now it's 2026, and folks have moved on. I will say this. I don't want to say folks have moved on. I disagree with him on that because this was the biggest battle of all time. There's still a lot of people hurt over this battle. There's still a lot of people in their feelings over this battle, and there's lawsuits being filed. So no, nobody's moved on from this situation. Nobody's going to move on from the situation for a while. And that happens, man. It happens in hip hop. I guess because of maybe this is a lot of people's first battle, you know what I'm saying? But I remember when Jay-Z and Nas, like, man, that thing, it stayed around for a long time. And if the internet was as big as it is today back then, I think it would have kept on just as much as this is. You know what I'm saying? That's just my personal opinion. But it goes on to say, says instead Kendrick denied the invitation. Oh, I already read that part. It says, having said that, there is some real curiosity surrounding Cole's relationship with Drake. Some feel as though Cole threw Drake under the bus by apologizing. Others simply feel as though these two have nothing to talk about anymore. Now, I will say that because I did do a video and I did have one person comment in the comment section where it said, man, F J. Cole, he did Drake dirty, he left us and all that kind of stuff. So there are some, I ain't gonna lump everybody in one, but there are some Drake fans out there that do feel that way about J. Cole and that, yeah, he left Drake, high and dry. And that's one thing I did say, because one thing about Drake he's crafty, because I saw how he was moving. I was like, nah, if J. Cole would have stayed on it, that battle would have been a 2-on-1, because it was kind of like positioning J. Cole, you know what I'm saying? And not saying in the line of fire, but yeah, if Kendrick was popping off, it was going to be a 2-on-1 situation, but J. Cole bowed out, and then we got the Drake and Kendrick situation. But that's just my personal opinion. But going on to say, says others simply feel as though, yeah, they two have nothing more to talk about. Says the Fall Off is almost a month old while Drake's Iceman is on the horizon. And I can't remember the last time when he even announced Iceman. It's been a while, man, but I do feel like if he would have won that lawsuit, which he was never going to win, but if he would have won that lawsuit originally, the album would have been out by now. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, just everything that was in the lawsuit and stuff like that, like he wanted the DNA of Kendrick's children and all that kind of stuff, like just really weird stuff, man. I felt like that probably would have been used in another diss track, if it was all, given to him. So really weird stuff, man. So like I said, I'm glad he didn't win, because it wasn't hip hop. It would have put a muzzle on, battle rap and everything like that, especially when you claim to be somebody who understands battle rap. It would have put a big muzzle on, people and just like rappers having their lyrics, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm glad he didn't win that. And I just for the state of hip hop, I'm glad he didn't win for hip hop. Says there was this hope that Drake would feature on the former. In the end, he was not on the album. Now there is a speculation that Cole being on Iceman. Based on latest comments, fans have probably forgot about that fantasy. Now it goes on, there was a young man came up to J. Cole. He says, hey, J. Cole, will we hear you on the Iceman project, right? J. Cole, as he was signed, he was like, huh? He was like, oh, I don't know about that. Pretty much, and he kept on signing. But honestly, man, I think that's J. Cole's probably, yeah, his honest opinion. You know what I'm saying? He probably doesn't know. Who knows what him and Drake's relationship is right now? Like I said, after that whole situation, even Drake said in the one, I think it was it Family Matters or Push Ups. He's a man, Cole losing sleep over this, but not me. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that I don't know if J. Cole's gonna be on the album. Me personally, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, this battle really did do a lot in hip hop, man. There was a lot of firsts that we seen come out of this battle, and I think it's very important and it's integral to hip hop. You know what I'm saying? That this battle, I'm glad the battle happened, man. I'm glad it happened because for years I was saying, look, if they get into it, Kendrick can beat Drake. I was saying that for years, years, and years. And we saw it happen in real time. I expected it to be like that. But at the same time, I'm like, nah, if they get into it, they're gonna get into it. At the same time, man, it's hip hop, man. Sometimes I just want to see, them go at it, pause. Like this T.I. and 50 Cent situation, like, I'm a fan of it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, as long as it doesn't spill out in the streets and it stays on wax, like, hey, cool, let's keep it that way. But at the same time, yeah, like I said, man, this is going to keep on continuing as far as everything. We're going to see how Iceman is, I think Drake is definitely going to be taking shots. He may take shots at J. Cole on there. We're going to see. I also did my review of Birthday Blizzard, where one of the tracks, I said, yeah, man, J. Cole, I think he's taking shots at Drake on one of the tracks. You know what I'm saying? Now, other people saying, well, there's other people sign. I'm like, nah, man, if you listen to those bars and those lyrics, they are targeted and directed towards Drake, in my personal opinion. But again, man, yeah, tell me what you guys think about this. Will J. Cole be on Iceman? Who are the features going to be on Iceman? More importantly, when's Iceman going to drop? Anyway, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hope everybody has a blessed day, and I'll see y'all soon. Have a good one.